Alright, what is up guys? It is Sauceman K here, and today, I'm sure you can all tell by the amazing, wonderful thumbnail, right? What we are here to discuss, okay? It's going to be Omega Shenron, right? The final boss of Dragon Ball GT, right? The king of the Shadow Dragons versus Cabba, right? Super Saiyan 2 Cabba, but Cabba nonetheless, okay? And you might be saying, Sauceman K, why are you doing this, okay? Like, isn't it clear that Omega Shenron stomps? I mean, he was fighting Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and he was able to fight alongside, people like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He tanked the Big Bang attack, Sauceman K. Didn't you see GT? Yes, okay, I did watch Dragon Ball GT. And I did watch Dragon Ball Super as well as the rest of any Dragon Ball product, except for, most of Dragon Ball Heroes, just because I don't keep up with that, but that's besides the point, okay? I have seen all of Dragon Ball GT, right? And I still believe that Cabba would come out on top. It wouldn't even be close. I think Cabba would one-shot Omega Shenron and annihilate him, okay? And I guess I'll just get into the reasoning why, right? And if we're going to start off by talking about Cabba, we also have to go back in time, a little bit, back in time a little bit, right? Back to, I think, 2013, when Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods released, okay? Because in that movie, we have Super Saiyan God Goku, okay? And he's Super Saiyan God Goku, he's like the pillar, okay? He's the start, or I guess the gatekeeper to this new, power system slash, power cliffing that we have in Dragon Ball Super, okay? Because before God Goku, all of Vegeta was still like the GOAT, right? Like, I think Ultimate Gohan in Battle of Gods was still implied to be around the same level he was in the Buu Saga. Like, before God Goku, like the end of the Buu Saga was still like the peak of the series, and unless you count a GT, but that's basically the point, right? And then God Goku gets introduced, right? And God Goku is stated by Goku himself, all right, not directly, but he's implied to be stronger than a full power Vegito. And you might say, what are you talking about? And I'll have clips on screen, you guys can all see, but I'll explain it, just in case you guys are blind and don't know how to read, because I mean, a lot of Dragon Ball fans don't know how to read. That's something I've been learning recently. But so basically, Goku fights Beerus, okay? And he goes, man, I don't even know what could make us stronger. Maybe Vegito or Fusion, which, I mean, maybe you think he's talking about Gogeta right there, but he's never even done that with Vegeta yet. So obviously he's talking about Vegito, right? In which case he says, no, not even that would give me a chance. So he doesn't even think of Vegito using Super Saiyan 3, because, I mean, obviously Vegito can go Super Saiyan 3. There's no reason why he couldn't go Super Saiyan 3. So he's talking about full power Vegito, and he's saying, nope, that wouldn't even give me a chance. I would do no better. I would get annihilated, not like the same, right? That's what Goku's saying as he's laying there in a crater. He says, nope, even Fusion wouldn't give me a chance, right? But then Goku goes Super Saiyan God, right? And this is after the failed ritual. And so this is something that people don't like to bring up a lot. But the failed ritual, I believe it's stated that Goku has the highest ki of anyone they've ever felt before, right? Which, if you want to include people like Vegito from the Buu Saga, which, I mean, characters who were alive, like the Supreme Kai or Goku or Vegeta themselves, they probably sensed or remember how strong those fighters were, right? So this Goku, after failing the ritual, is stronger than Buu Saga Vegito, pretty just objectively, right? And then you factor in all the time he had training after Buu, it becomes pretty clear. But we're not here to talk about Super Saiyan Goku from the failed ritual, we're here to talk about God Goku, okay? So God Goku starts fighting Beerus, and he thinks he's pretty confident in fighting Beerus. So much so that I think towards like the middle of their fight, Goku states that he's going at about 80% power, okay? But during Goku and Beerus' fight, they have a clash in which Goku and Beerus' punch create shockwaves that are so violent that they're going to tear apart the entire Dragon Ball macrocosm, alright? That's a big word. I don't know if you've heard that word before. I think, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't know the whole definition off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Macrocosm is just like it's like a little bit bigger than a universe, right? Not a little bit bigger, but it's basically a space that inhabits like or has multiple universal sized bodies inside of it, right? I'll get the definition on screen just in case you guys want to know the exact definition. But basically, macrocosm is just think of it as a space that has multiple universal sized bodies in it. That's usually what I think of it as, okay? So basically, the Dragon Ball macrocosm, or Universe 7, is what we call, the universe in Dragon Ball, which includes the living universe, which is just, space, right? So it has the moon, Earth, the Milky Way galaxy, all that stuff. It's basically what you and I would recognize as space, right? That part of the world exists in Dragon Ball, right? That's obviously how they have Earth and all that crap. And then they also have the other world, which includes heaven and hell, right? And those are both stated to be, I believe, universal in size. I can see if I can find statements for those two. But they're stated to be about either universal in size or the same size as the actual universe, right? The living world, which would mean they're also universal sized as well. So you can use that to scale that and say those are at least 3 universes right there. Some people like to go around and say that, heaven and hell are infinite, same thing with the living universe, and there are statements for that, but to be honest, they are pretty hyperbolic. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense. You could argue that they're infinite, you could argue that they're infinitely expansive or constantly getting bigger, but I think it's a little inconsistent. But I'm not here to debate, the size of the cosmology today. I'm just going to give you the lowball interpretations, which is that they're all about universal in size, okay? Supreme Kai, Jesus, the, land of the Kais, that I believe is either on the very edge of the universe or outside of the living universe, okay? And I can get scans and statements for all that too. But basically, right, Goku and Beerus punching, right, was going to destroy all of that, Otherworld, the universe, hell, heaven, and, the Supreme Kai's land. And it was stated that it was going to happen near instantaneously, okay? In the manga, I don't believe that there's any time differentiation between when the shockwaves hit and when they're felt. That's just because of how, like, the pacing is in the manga. In the anime, it's very, very quick, so you can imply near instantly. Within a few seconds, they were felt from wherever Earth was to all throughout the other side of the universe, even to maybe outside of the universe, right? So it's just like, it's absolutely insane if you want to count the dimensional barriers, shit like that, for like Otherworld and Supreme Kai land. So it's like, okay, Goku as a Super Saiyan God, just by punching one time, is already this universal plus, going to destroy multiple universal bodies that might even be infinite, although that's pretty stupid if you ask me, right? And people might say, Sauceman K, okay, you genuinely might be stupid because Beerus is right there, okay? Obviously, that's just Beerus' power. No, it's not just Beerus' power, okay? It's stated by the narrator and other characters, I believe. I can't really remember who exactly states it, but I know there is a direct statement, alright, that Goku is canceling out the force of Beerus' punches, which means even if you downplay the feat to the bare minimum, you say, okay, heaven and hell, those are 2 universes, and then the universe itself, that's 3, okay? So the feat that Goku and Beerus are creating is destroying 3 universes, bare minimum, okay? And then you say, Goku and Beerus are equaling out each other's force, so they have the feat, okay? Each of them are contributing half the force for the feat. That still means that God Goku is 1.5 times universal in Battle of Gods. Bare minimum, that's the lowest you can slice it, okay? That's the lowest you can go, alright? Now, I know that was kind of rushed, that might have been a little bit brief, but I think I did a pretty basic and, decent job describing, the scaling there, right? God Goku is a universal fighter, 1.5 times universal, bare minimum, blah, blah, blah. All that's laid down, right? So then we go over to Dragon Ball GT, okay? And I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown, basically, because I'm going to prove to you why God Goku would be Omega Shenron, and then, from there on, it's pretty simple, right? So God Goku, right, I already described him as a universal fighter, blah, 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 all that. Omega Shenron, his best feat, okay? The best feat that we have for Omega Shenron is when he was going to launch his minus energy power ball, okay? That's the big red death ball that he was going to shoot at, I believe, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and he was going to destroy everything, blah, 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 right? So, sorry, I had to clear my nose, but basically, right, Omega Shenron, right, he shoots this death ball, and the Kais, and I believe maybe the narrator, although I can't be sure, I don't remember the exact statements of like who makes them, but I know there is statements, right, and I'll put those all on screen, so I'm not lying. But basically, right, it's just stated that Omega Shenron, his negative energy is just gonna it's gonna reach out throughout the whole universe, and it's gonna rot away and eat everything in the universe and decay it and destroy everything. Blah blah blah. Right. So that is a universal feat right there. It's just stated, right? Okay, yeah, his negative energy from the attack is just gonna leak out and just destroy everything. The point is that the attack itself is not going to destroy the universe with an explosion. It's not a universal level attack, okay? Right? It maybe has the capability to reach out and slowly decay the universe over assumedly a few hundred years. The whole point is that Goku replicates Omega's feat numerous times over. Numerous times over, okay, in terms of like how fast it was, right? Goku Shockwave reaches the other side of the universe in mere moments, and it's going to destroy the entire universe within the same time frame. So we're about 14 minutes in, okay, and all I've done is talk about Omega Shenron, God Ki, God Goku, all that, but I promise we're getting to the actual discussion now, which is, or I guess point of the video, which is Cabba versus Omega Shenron, okay? So now we're getting into the Cabba section of the video. So Cabba fights off against Base Vegeta in tournament, or not tournament power, the Universe 6 tournament. Now this is very important because Vegeta specifically states that him and Cabba are equal, alright, they're evenly matched. And at this point, this has been, I think, months, if not a few years of training with, God Ki, Super Saiyan Blue, and against Goku, okay? Because I believe it's after the Resurrection F arc, or it might even be before the Resurrection F arc. Goku and Vegeta are training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, right? So they're getting years of training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber after already getting God Ki, after already fighting and training with Whis, okay? So these guys are way stronger than God Goku was in the Battle of Gods arc, okay? And you might say, oh, well, that might be with Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue. No, that's just in base, okay? Remember, like I told you guys, God Goku absorbed his God Ki into his base form. And, I mean, we don't, to be fair, we don't directly see it on screen happen to Vegeta, but it can be assumed that the same thing happened to Vegeta, and if it didn't happen to Vegeta, then he just got that strong naturally, okay, after training with Whis, okay? Those are the only two ways you can slice it. Either Vegeta did the God ritual and got all that stuff off screen, or he simply became accustomed to that level of power through training with Whis. Either way you slice it, Vegeta is an equal to Goku, so we know he's as strong as Goku's base form, and we know that Goku's base form is stronger than God. It's just that simple, okay? So base Vegeta is fighting with base Cabba, and he states that they're evenly matched, meaning that Cabba, and in base form, the first time we see him, would unironically probably drop kick God Goku into like the sewer and like just one-shot him, you know? Like he would just probably destroy him in a single attack, like unironically. Which means that base Cabba would probably sledgehammer slam, Super Saiyan Vegito in the neck and one-shot him. He would probably vaporize Kid Buu like the Spirit Bomb, alright? And that's just in base. That's just in base, alright? In Super Saiyan, after getting an Anger Amp, alright, he's able to press base Vegeta, showing that he's even stronger than he is, and I believe that prompts Vegeta to transform into a Super Saiyan, in which case he beats him. You might say, oh, well, Sauce Man, doesn't that just prove that Vegeta was holding back the whole time in base? Because if Cabba goes Super Saiyan, and then Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, but then Vegeta beats Cabba, well then that just means that Vegeta was holding back, right? No. Vegeta has mastered Super Saiyan, okay? Alright? He has a stronger form of Super Saiyan. I can get you the on-screen guide from El Manga Legendario. I don't know the exact translation because I don't speak Spanish, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it that this panel states that Grade 3 is a stronger transformation than Super Saiyan, right? The normal form. And obviously by that logic, Grade 4, also known as Mastered Super Saiyan, the form that Goku and Gohan have after they train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, right? That form would logically be stronger than Grade 3, right? Obviously, the Super Saiyan forms get stronger as they go up in grades. Why would Grade 4 be weaker than Grade 3 if Grade 3 is stronger than Grade 2, which is stronger than Grade 1? Like, you see what I'm saying? It just makes no sense, okay? So Vegeta has Super Saiyan Grade 4 at this point, which is Mastered Super Saiyan, which is a way stronger multiplier than, normal Super Saiyan, which is all that Cabba has. So that's why after going Super Saiyan, Vegeta beats the dog piss out of Cabba, but before they were evenly matched, okay? And I mean, I don't think I really need to go on and explain anymore. I mean, you know, Super Saiyan 1 Cabba would obliterate Omega Shenron. And then Super Saiyan 2 Cabba, I mean, would it even be close? Like, no, it wouldn't be any different. It would simply just annihilate him and all of Dragon Ball GT, all of Dragon Ball Z. Like, they're all Cabba victims, right? And do I enjoy that? Because honestly, that's an interesting question. Do I enjoy this scrawny-ass kid being stronger than every single fighter in Dragon Ball Z? No, not really. If you want my personal opinion, I think Cabba is one of the worst characters in Dragon Ball history, okay? He's genuinely just such a lame character. 0 out of 10. He has no drip. He's the scrawniest guy I've ever seen. People hate on Naruto for being scrawny, but those same people will be Dragon Ball fans. And it's like, dude, did you look at this guy? Have you seen your own show? I don't know. But the point, right, is that with power scaling, it's just pretty objective. There's no way to go around it, right? The only way you could maybe argue that Omega Shenron has a chance is just saying, oh, well, he has regeneration. But I mean, we saw what happened when he got hit with the Spirit Bomb. I mean, if you get hit with an attack that's stronger than you, you can't regenerate. So it's like, sure, Omega Shenron could probably regenerate if, like, Cabba, you know, kicked him in half or something, but it's like, Cabba shoots one Ki Blast and just vaporizes Omega Shenron. It's just not even close, right? He's just so much faster. He's so much stronger. No, seriously, tell me. Any character in Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Z that could beat Cabba, let me know. And geez, man, I'll pin you, and we can have a whole discussion about it, because I genuinely don't think there's a single one that could do it. I think he would destroy all of them. Zero difficulty, seriously. And with that being said, I mean, that's the end of the video. If you liked, you know, comment, subscribe, you know, share the video. My thumbnail for this video is really funny. I thought it was really funny. Shout out to my boy Carpet. You know, he made the thumbnail for me, and I really appreciate that, because it's a high quality thumbnail. You can tell it's very good, very good. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.